Welcome, ladies and gentlemen.
What the fuck was that?
I'm embracing my inner magician.
Shit.
It's the magician, Mercury, and the Dark Lord is Hades.
I am Hades.
Back again.
Welcome to the dark side, my friends. The Midheaven podcast live.
The dark and darker side.
I'm getting closer.
Really?
I'm in dark goddess mode now.
Yes,
Mike
I love
walked into
that.
my house and he was like,
I'm so slow. Like I was like, something's different about Candace. I don't understand what.
I'm her dark evil twin.
Word. I love black hair, dark hair. I love it. I just didn't realize that I forgot she was blonde before. I don't know why.
You never know it.
All right. Like, you just got that dark hair energy.
I know. Dark goddess vibes. My fiance keeps calling me
Word.
Dark Candles.
Dark
Candles. Candles is my nickname because everybody misspells my name. So.
I learned 15 degrees Cap is the vessel for the dark goddess. So.
Oh,
13,
hey,
14,
hey,
15,
hey! That's my Vesta.
Right. Ooh, sacred flame keeper right there.
So we're back, guys. We just got done filming 2 new episodes for you. One that's all about current events. It's going to come out Monday. Unless you're a subscriber, you can see it Saturday. If you're not a subscriber that supports the channel, please consider it. By being a subscriber, you help us continue our show. Makes it possible for us to afford lighting and filming. And Mike and I make time to do this pretty regularly. And we're self-funded. And we go through a lot of beer. So if you can help us, this
really
particular,
neat.
there we go. We're a 3-person team. You don't see us in the background, but yeah, we go through a lot of beer and a lot of our free time shooting this. So subscriptions make it possible for us to keep doing what we're doing. Level 1, you subscribe and you support the channel. Awesome. Level 2, you're going to get a shout out. Level 3, you get all of that, and you get 1 reading on one of our lives that we do about every other Wednesday. And you get a 3-card spread. Pretty sweet deal. If you want to subscribe, we really appreciate it. We are streamlining a lot of our stuff here to YouTube. Those of you guys who aren't aware, we are still on Anchor, but you have to get a subscription for that too. Not a bad deal. I think it's like 99 cents, and you can subscribe and support that monthly if you want to listen to the podcast version. Whoop, whoop. And we are able to do more and create newer content for you guys by those subscriptions as well. So things like if you like the pool cast, we've got
Legendary
some stuff
episode.
that maybe we're going to do for the holidays. Like, I really want to teach Mike, like, how to make gingerbread cookies. And, like, I don't know, maybe we'll carve pumpkins and shit. Whatever it is that you guys want. You guys being able to... help us out makes it possible. So even just watching, liking, commenting, sharing, subscribing, everybody in the chat, you guys are so awesome. We have like this like regular group of like misfits that check in pretty regularly.
Yep, and co.
So.
And we're not the only ones that are back. My belly is back too. When I recovered from the vid, I had a flat belly. I wasn't eating. And I was ready to, go off of that. And then I came back and just smoked mad weed and ate fast food. So the belly is back, but my workouts are back. So we'll see in a week if I still have this belly. Let's welcome Jasmine Masri to level 1.
Jasmine. We also got
Shout out to
Kelsey
Jasmine.
J, Kayla Ann, Paula Ponderosa, Jessica Martinez.
Oh, Paula's in the building?
Yeah, you guys are all level 3. Thank you guys.
Okay.
We appreciate you so much for being subscribers. And if you guys are here, we've got a couple people in the queue. I know we've got Kelsey and Jessica Martinez, but equally for and Kayla for our new members, like Jasmine. If you want to ask your question now, you can. Otherwise, you can catch us in the next week or 2. We're going to do another live, so let us know. If you don't have Super Chat and you want to buy a 1 or a 3-card reading, check out the chat box. We have it pinned. We have our PayPal, so just make the PayPal purchase. Let us know that you made the purchase. We're going to answer questions for readings in the order that they are received. The Island of Misfit Toys. Pretty much, yeah, that's basically...
Doesn't that sound like what I think it sounds like?
Yeah. But it's okay. Don't worry about the belly. That's your success belly. You know, we're giving him Coors Light.
The
we're not
belly
letting
is
him.
sexy, by the way. I don't know why.
What did I tell you? You were like, "Oh, my
like,
progressed Mars is in Taurus." I was like, "You're gonna get fat."
You did.
I told you that. 29 of Aries, you probably started to see a little muscle definition, and then boom, it's gonna switch.
I mean, I need to get my 6-pack for OnlyFans. So
Whatever. Why have a 6-pack when you can have a keg?
No.
Girls don't mind the belly so much.
Ladies, do not sleep on the belly. Like, this is just more loving. Like, I'm still sexy. I don't understand. Like, it's just a little belly. It's a little bit belly.
It might be the Cancer rising breaking through too.
Oh yeah, I got my titties too.
Yeah, now that OnlyFans is like not going away, now you can start doing your like Tarot Tuesdays. You know how many women love the dad bod? You're going to be fighting those soccer moms off. It's so true.
Dad bod without the kids, even though you're all my children. I love it.
Oh fuck. How is
Y'all
it?
ain't ready for the sexiness of Magic Mike. Like we bringing it.
People don't even like. That's the thing. I feel like Magic Mike needs to make a comeback.
No, see, that's why I'm gonna get the 6-pack,
Right.
and then it's just gonna be like
So it'll be the Peace Dealer evolves
Strip tarot.
into.
a psychic sex worker. 6th house Scorpio. But yeah, coming soon. Give me till the end of the year.
Jesus Christ.
Talk about a Venus retrograde.
Oh yeah, huh? It's me and your 8th too.
Oh,
Watch
God.
out for those STDs, friends.
That would mean I have to have real sex. I'll be all right.
Spiritual sex demons.
Spiritual pregnancies.
Hold my Chardonnay every single month. And you made it through Kobe says you made it through your Saturn return with your hair. Be grateful.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, well,
I
but,
could
like,
have been the 2/3 of
making
men that
like-
have receding hairlines.
Black don't crack. He's gonna look like this forever. He's gonna look like this until he's like 50. He's like a cat moon.
I'm gonna look 30 forever.
Yeah.
And I'm a Gemini. We don't age. So there's that too.
Oh wow, I didn't think of it like that. Yeah, okay, I can see that.
I'm gonna be childish forever.
Yeah, you are.
80 years
I
old
feel
posting
it, though.
memes. It's gonna be so amazing.
Speaking of memes, if you don't follow our social media accounts, most of you are, check it out. We have links also somewhere in the description, I'm sure. And those of you guys who aren't aware, I have a TikTok now. I'm just gonna keep at it. I'm gonna keep telling people.
Astro Police.
And I started this TikTok specifically so I can just come on there and talk shit. It's at beyond_the_veil.
Underscore.
And yeah, so it's just basically me and my tiny mic. And we go on there and we astrology shit post, and I'm tagging it #AstroPolice because I'm going and busting all these motherfuckers with bad astrology memes that are like,
There's a lot.
talking about air signs and
There's a
including
lot of
Virgo, or people who are like, y'all ready to receive these blessings, when it's just like bad astrology. So check it out, follow it. I'm posting it through my Instagram because that's where I'm most active. But I'm also posting a lot of this stuff specifically through TikTok so I can start educating people about the reality of what's going on with astrology. And now I am the Astro Police. Yeah, I got a lot of like weird fucking messages. Like a lot of like men sent me messages on my whispering one, and they were like, oh, ASMR, like make ASMR videos. And I'm like, ugh, like there's a bunch of people out there. There's a bunch of people out there listening to me whispering. And I was trying to be funny, but I'm like thinking in the back of my mind, like nobody was like, oh, this was a good idea. All these people were like, yeah, ASMR. So I'm not gonna whisper on the mic anymore. Apparently I went from being too loud and too close to the mic, which I like because it's just nasty and raw. It's just blown
Aries
out.
moon. I love it.
To being
Raw.
like whispering, so now I'm just kind of like, okay, people are gonna sexualize anything that I post.
Aries Scorpio. That's so amazing. They will.
And this is all coming off the heels of me
say.
also just like slaughtering Sanctuary for their bad horoscope posts where they posted horoscopes that were wrong or they were stolen. So I don't know what happened, but
Them stolen ones though.
they posted horoscopes for the month of September, and they were like, oh, the new moon on the 2nd and Mars is retrograde. And I was like, what? And they blasted it through their email. So I like slaughtered them and like talked about it on Twitter, and then went on this rampage on my Instagram. And then I was like, fuck this, I'm coming back and doing horoscopes. So if you guys haven't seen my channel, I do Astro Weathers on Monday. I do live readings on Friday. I throw in some special sauce videos here and there. Just did one on cryptocurrency, which is fun.
Special sauce. Yes. Shout out to Queen of Wands who said they're editors. not astrologers. You have a lot of editors acting.
Thank
like
you. Or people who
astrology.
have a background in journalism, but they're stealing fucking astrology articles, which is grinds my gears, man. Like some of those apps. Just I'm telling you guys, just support your local mystics and get readings because some of us know what the fuck we're talking about.
Oh yes.
She's in a mood tonight. Okay, so everybody's loving this. Let's get into some of the readings. Those of you guys who are just tuning into our channel, thank you. We do readings live in between the shooting of our podcast. And yeah, one card for 20, 3 for 40.
So
Let's get into it.
I'm going to switch it up a little bit. I'm going to start off with the pick a card sex reading.
Okay.
And then I'll do a mini reading per your sign. How about that? Pull a card per your sign.
Yeah, we can do that. We'll give the kids lots of freebies.
Yay.
People were saying they're having sushi and drinking wine. Hopefully, you guys are having a drink. I know it's hump day, but hopefully, you guys are enjoying yourselves wherever you are
The
in
game should
the
be
world.
sold, not told. True that. All right, so we got pile number 1. How are you going to be having sex this week? If you will even have sex at all. Then we have pile number 2. Why did you join level 3 of the membership? We're gonna sex. We're gonna find that out. Are you gonna have sex or not?
He's a real salesman here.
Ooh. Don't make me pull the gun on y'all. See the pentacles on the bottom? I ain't playing. Pay up.
Fuck.
Card number 3. Let's see what we got. And finally, card number 4. So here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna shuffle the deck. The underlying theme is gonna be the environment and lesson, regardless of the card. And we have, of course, the Knight of Swords. The Knight of Swords leaps with a heart of integrity. You might have to make a split-second decision to leap into some poontang or on some dick without having to really deliberate.
We labeled this 18 plus because the last couple of lives, I was like, we're gonna fucking lose all 3 of our sponsors. But the more that I think about it, it's like the more that you talk about genitals, the more sponsorships we get. So the editor made an executive decision that we were gonna put 18 plus because Mike can't keep the word
Yeah,
out of his
I didn't
mouth.
even think about that.
It's fine.
Yeah, it's good to know.
But keep on keeping on. Give the people what they want.
So ladies, the Knight of Swords is going to be a young whippersnapper who talks a lot, who's going to talk their way into good. So you want to keep that in mind. Men, you might want to just if you thinking about it, just leap into it. Dive in head first. But this is a message. The Knight of Swords is a message of truth. Someone's going to be spitting that game. You don't have to be spitting that game. So the whole thing about the Knight is going to be really quick. You're not going to be thinking about it. It's going to kind of happen, and you have to make a split decision. So keep that in mind. Get the sense that this might actually be the person you have sex with or the archetype you are that's having sex. So pile number 1. We have the Judgment. This is going to be some sex that awakens your whole life.
Or make or break sex. It's like something that really helps you
opens up the doors.
Pick a lane.
Right, but I've never really even considered judgment in the role of sex. This is definitely going to be some sex that has you reevaluate your whole life. It might have you actually question how you got to this point. The Judgment card is all about coming into your higher purpose. So you may get some...
It's also about resurrecting that cock.
Yeah, shit.
It's literally like, oh.
It might be so good, you change your whole life and come to Christ and be like, oh, God, this is holy. So
a dick like Jesus.
Right, or you swim in some divine waters, fellas.
Okay, I'm number 2. I'm feeling 2. Okay.
Page of Swords. So the Page of Swords is looking at the Judgment. It's interesting. Page of Swords could actually be text sex or maybe talking dirty, but the Page of Swords is definitely talking dirty. But it could also be ironically just kind of texting someone. It could kind of be like a booty call.
Feels very reckless to me.
Right. Yeah.
Feels a little reckless, just shooting your shot and being like, whatever, fuck it, you're not
through
interested. But
text or DM for sure. It's want to do it, and it's okay. It is what it is. So if you got the Page of Swords, Talk your shit. Spit your game. Talk your shit. I get the sense that it could even be educational. You might learn something. You might kind of come into a new idea. Or it could be you kind of flexing a new language. But I want you to notice how it's looking at the judgment, which I think is very interesting. And they both have clouds around. And this has clouds here. So this week is definitely going to be heady. Some of y'all might even give or take head. So next we have justice. Okay.
Somebody said shoot the club up.
Shoot the club up, Kelly, yes. Yo,
this is why we don't start with the picking card sex reading. Especially when we've been like crushing fucking beers for the last 3 hours. Like what?
Colby, this is true about Jesus. I don't know because I didn't see it, but I just kind of get a sense. Maybe
I like Jesus. I feel like he and I could have been friends. We both like wine.
Yeah, Colby strikes again.
Oh my god.
So 3 means you gonna do it justice, because sometimes you have sex but you don't do it justice, right? So this could even be karmic contracts, you being destined to have sex with other people. But it's interesting with justice. This is a decision and it's like a balancing. This is a marriage card, and so this is going to be like a two-way street. And personally, with the justice card, this is a solid yes, but you might want to sign a document before, like, I had consent to do this. Yeah, just be careful in both cases. You never know. So this is definitely an objective. I love, once again, the theme of the swords in the air. This isn't really romantic energy. It's just like, hey, you want to do it? We're going to do it? Okay, cool, we're going to do it. And finally, pile 4, you might be too busy. With the 10 of Wands, you might have so much responsibility on your plate that, okay, so here's the thing. Having sex could bring responsibility on your plate, like if you get someone pregnant, or like if you get pregnant, but like that don't
Somebody's got baby fever.
Right, this isn't, I don't feel like it's a pregnancy card, but like the 10 of Wands is interesting. This could be sex that leads into a greater burden, because like you have to actually get to know the person deeper. I'm totally joking. But this could also be like a no, pile 4. Maybe you don't have the time to have sex,
or it's like so good that you're moving in on the second date and you're like, I'm bringing all my shit and I'm moving in. Second date's like a U-Haul situation.
I believe that. There we go. There we go. There we go. In fact, the Page of Swords could be people spying, because the Page of Swords is a spy card. So pile 2, you know, you might want to be careful about people kind of getting nosy in your sexual business. But there we go. That's the pick a card sex reading.
Oh man, this is an interesting way to start off. There's a ton of planets in Libra right now too.
Oh,
so, you know, Mercury in Libra, Venus in Libra. We just got done shooting the podcast for Libra season. You don't want to miss that episode.
Yeah.
Because we go super deep into some of that stuff, because it's going to be a busy next couple of weeks ahead. So I'll start with Kelsey J. Kelsey says, for my reading, all I ask is for the raw truth that God has for me. I'm open to receiving the message. I may be out of the live when you get to mine, but I can catch the replay. Bedtime. Okay, so we have Kelsey, and then we also have Jessica Martinez.
I'll take care of Jessica.
So I will get Kelsey J. So Kelsey, this is for you and what you need to know. Kobe, I also just saw your PayPal. Thank you. We'll get to you pretty soon.
This is actually lit because Kelsey is an Aries, Sun, Scorpio, Moon, and Candace, of course, is Scorpio Sun.
Ooh, Aries, Sun, Scorpio, Moon. What's her rising? Do you know?
Cancer.
Cancer. All right, Kelsey. Let's see what you need to know. Yes, and then Kayla Ann. We got you too. And then we got Kobe. You guys are all on deck.
Yeah.
All right, Kelsey, let's see what you need to be aware of. Well, let's do it this way. 1, 2, 3. Ooh. Here's an interesting thing that's kind of going on with you. I don't know if this is something that you're feeling. But when I think about just like your chart, like Cancer rising, you got all these planets that are, getting ready to move through Libra. It is kind of like this hermity energy, right? Where it's kind of like, okay, how am I feeling? What's going on with me emotionally? What am I needing to reflect on emotionally? What's happening with me when it comes to my emotions, my health, my work? What's going on with my organization? Things that are happening in my inner world. That's very much a reference to the hermit and the personal journey that you're going on right now, whether it's needing more space, needing more time alone, kind of feeling like people really aren't understanding you, or feeling like you need to clean something up. Then we have the devil reversed, so I kind of see that as like a reference to breaking out of old habits or old patterns. Equally, it could mean that you've been isolating yourself or kind of taking a step back, or like needing a little bit more of space from people, or something going on revolving around your home or your work aspect. I think about the angles in your chart. But the devil reverse is breaking out of old bounds. So if you have been really reflecting on bad habits, bad emotional habits, things that have been kind of out balanced or things like that, it's about you finally breaking free of some of this stuff. And letting that go. I think you're working with this until, Capricorn season. I think it's going to be something that you're going to be probably dealing with until the end of the year. It's strongest also because of the aspects that are in Virgo right now, making trines to Pluto and Capricorn. So it also talks about the need to communicate more clearly and effectively, and to like get down to details, and being able to kind of sort and sift through how you relate to other people, or how you relate to people that you're working with, or how you're relating to even people in your day-to-day life, because of the aspects in your third. And then the Four of Cups reversed is like moving out of a situation where you're feeling stuck, or moving out of a situation where you feel like you're having surface relationships. Four of Cups usually is like this kind of card that's like, I'm either depressed, or I'm not too thrilled, or I'm not too happy, or nothing is really kind of stimulating me, or kind of like making me feel an excitement for life. But when it's reversed, it's saying like, you're moving out of that, you're shifting out of that, you're focusing more on what you can change, you're focusing more on letting go of bad, I think maybe even like mental habits, because I think this is like a kind of like a symbol also for Mercury, and where you're more aware of like pessimistic mindset, and like sorting and sifting through that, and becoming more clear of like, well, am I being pessimistic, or am I being a realist? Okay, I'm being a realist, but I'm not going to fixate on the negative and where I've been or what hasn't happened. I'm focusing on where I'm going. So over the next 4 weeks, I think that you're going to kind of see that there's this shift that's going to happen where, if there are people in your life that are boring you, or they're not bringing anything substantial or anything of value to you, if they're not kind of expanding your perspective, if they're not hearing what you have to say, if they're not really stimulating you mentally, you're not going to kind of like be fixated on like, oh, well, I'm just going to go and hang out at home. You're going to seek new company, or you're going to seek new people, you're going to seek new experiences that are going to kind of be helping you move more so in the direction that you want to go in. Shutting down is not an option. And I do feel like if you feel like you've been in a bit of a funk or of a bit of a rut, it looks like you're getting ready to come out of it, but you're still working with coming out of this until the end of this year. Hopefully that's helpful.
And let's welcome J-Lo to level 1.
Thanks,
you
J-Lo.
for joining.
Appreciate your support.
Beautiful. So next we have Jessica Martinez, insight about her and her soul bros, and let's see what kind of confirmation we can get. And I just love the fact that you're embarking on a new adventure, which is very timely. So let's see what we got. I'm gonna embrace the reversals. We got the Six of Cups, soulmates. We got the Hangman, surrender. And we got the King of Pentacles, money. Underlying theme with the Nine of Swords is you overcoming anxiety. And I love how it's under the Hangman, because this speaks to, during this sense of release, you overcoming that. So interestingly enough, the Six of Cups is definitely talking about this innocence and just purity, because it's a soulmate card, but it's Sun in Scorpio. So it speaks to the innocence and purity and nostalgia that you may have with these friends you're around. It's just interesting because the correlation to the King of Pentacles in the near future is talking about an actual wealthy king. It's talking about an influence that doesn't have to, the spirit of the king could be expressed through an environment, a thing, or an actual person. And this is where I love how seemingly unrelated these cards are, but we're integrating this pure experience to be grounded out materially and wealthily. So whether the King of Pentacles shows as like increased financial acuity, more mature financial decisions, a pimp daddy who makes it rain on you, or just extra money, a lot of this is influenced by the Hangman, which I think is the main card that you're dealing with, which is full on surrender. And like seeing this anxiety under it with the Nine of Swords is letting go of that which you can't control. I just want to make sure I link this to, we're embarking on new adventures and would love some confirmation. I just kind of want to link this to the message that you want for your soul brothers. I feel like the Six of Cups is this camaraderie and innocence that you all share. You all connect like you're kids again. But there's also, I feel a Hangman is for you, anxiety you're dealing with, Jessica, that you may be stuck because you're figuring out how you personally, pimp daddy's always making it rain on me, cool. But personally, you may be dealing with anxiety. The Nine of Swords to me is a spiritual attack card that is not even your anxiety. Like there could be certain internal thoughts you're dealing with, but the Hangman comes through when it's time to release and not feel the need to control anything. You may feel like, how do I get over this? And this doesn't mean that anything bad's happening, but the anxiety you're processing, you want to just let it go to your higher self. Release it. The Hangman is Odin sacrificing himself to himself. And that's where we see the exaltation of the king after, which is stepping into more financial acuity. So normally these cards don't necessarily like would lead into one another, but this reading is basically seeing you release anxiety and step into wealth. And so that's interesting. I see the Six of Cups as you and your soul bros, though, really connecting purely and innocently.
So we've got Kayla Ann. She asks, I met someone new. I think he has potential. I'm not quite sure. I have a tendency to overthink. Aquarius sun, Virgo moon, Libra rising. I'm fucked. Is this good or a bad idea to pursue? First of all, Kayla, having, Saturn and Jupiter in technically your 5th house, trining your ascendant to some aspect, it's a big year for Libra risings when it comes to like falling in love and like finding that thing that really makes them feel like super, like connected, right? The 5th house being anything that makes your heart sing, or it feels like true love, play, romance, connection. So don't underestimate these transits. Maybe it's the Virgo moon that lands somewhere around your 12th house that has you overthinking, but there's like a lot working in your favor. So let's see what the cards have to say about what's happening with this new person that you met. This card kind of jumped. I'm not going to read it, but it's the Ace of Swords. So it is kind of saying like, oh, there's an important message coming, or there is something important about communication. Just being a Libra rising, also, I want you to be aware that the impending Mercury retrograde and all of the planets that are in Libra, Mercury, Venus, the Sun, and Mars are going to be there soon. Libra risings, especially in the month ahead, have an extra strength with trines to transit North Node and planets in your 5th, where you get to really be the person who's in the driver's seat. What's most important is how you communicate and being aware of miscommunications, especially pertaining to matters of the heart. So what you say and how you say it in the month ahead is very, very important. Okay, so let's see what you need to know about this new guy. Okay, so we've got the first card, second card, third card.
We've got 2 masculine figures. 4
of Swords reversed, Knight of Pentacles upright, the World reversed. Is he somebody who's an earth sign? That's just something that makes me wonder. 4 of Swords reversed makes me feel like you're getting back out there, like after gone through a period of like rest or recuperation, or maybe you've been recovering, or you've just been like really fixated on like, healing past issues or letting go of past issues. This can also be an indication that you're a little anxious right now and you're kind of like, I don't know what's going to happen. It can literally be keeping you up at night. It can literally be something that has you overthinking. But what it's really trying to get you to be aware of is that you can't change the outside circumstances. Like, people are going to do what they're going to do. It's really hard for Libra risings because they become super fixated on partnerships and relationship. And especially when your sun is in the 5th house, it all relates back to you. So it's really about kind of letting go of like all the jitters and being more focused and heart-centered and asking yourself, when you think about it and your connection to him, how do you feel? Right? Separate like all the butterflies and the nervousness and the anxiety over like what could happen. Focus more on how do you feel? How do you feel right now? That's the one thing that I would be asking yourself, okay? I finally walked away from a bad situation and let go and stepped back out there. Cool. So not a bad move. I do feel like the Knight of Pentacles can definitely be an indication that there is like a slow burn, or there is some aspect of like taking his time, getting to know you, feeling it out. Earth signs, can be like some kind of like Virgo aspect, Capricorn, Taurus aspect. It can also reference just like him coming across like he's a little like unsure, when in reality, like slow and steady wins the race. Of all of the Knights, I feel like this is the one that's really going to be like the most stable or like the most reliable. So if you're asking about somebody and the Knight of Pentacles comes up, it can just say like, don't be turned off by if he's not super affectionate, or if he's not super pursuing you, or if it takes a little longer than you would like it to, or if you're kind of questioning whether or not there's an interest. Like, notice that he stands and he's like embracing like the woman in the card, and like she's kissing his hand, and he's standing there like he's basically like, I'm not going anywhere. So that doesn't make me feel like it's like a reckless knight or somebody who's like coming and going very quickly. Certainly there is like a lot of reevaluation that's going to be going on with relationships, and like I said, you're in the driver's seat. So as long as you're willing to be almost in a way playing the more feminine role, right, in a relationship where you're being naturally more receptive and you're standing back and you're like, I'm good, I'm doing my thing. Where Libra risings are really learning this year that their power lies is within themselves, and that if they stay in their lane, they focus on themselves, they do what they need to do, everything else around them kind of falls into place. And so I think that with the final card being the World reversed, it's saying like, you're still clearing out something from the past. There's something here that I feel like is still positive, even though the world is saying you're still learning lessons. There's some aspect of you maybe even learning to still trust yourself and knowing when to like see the red flags, or when to cut somebody off, or like when to be vulnerable. Looks like you commented, I'm used to people being almost codependent and unhealthy. This seems more healthy and slow moving, but then I get in my head. No. The whole beauty of being a Libra rising is that you have Aries in your 7th house, which basically means that partners do need independence. They do need alone time. They do need to have the ability to have their own identity outside of a relationship. And one of the best things for a Libra rising is to have a relationship with somebody who also equally gives you that time and gives you that space. So not a bad move. I think that he's a decent choice. I think the World reverse kind of tells me that you're still working through old patterns. And so I think sounds like you're aware of that. But I would say like it's also kind of indicating like this isn't going to just suddenly wrap up. It's not going to end. You're still learning lessons. There's a lot of karmic stuff coming up for Libras and Libra risings in the next month ahead, revolving around how they communicate and have issues with relationships. And so you need a lot more activity in the next month. You need a lot more independence in the next month. And there is opportunity to grow into that with a partnership through that. So I would just say like, sometimes having that kind of sense of like the long game when it comes to the dating and the relationship can actually be really good, and it can be super rewarding because it's a relationship that can kind of stand the test of time. Nothing here freaks me out. I do feel like there's a delay with the actual intimacy stuff because this does talk about being in a bed and this does talk about whether or not there is some kind of like real defining moment in the relationship, and so there may be like a little bit of slowing the roll of like the physical intimacy stuff. But I think that he's just kind of taking his time a little bit. And remember, with Jupiter and also Saturn in your 5th, it's really talking a lot about building a long-lasting relationship with a basis of friendship, and that there has to be a really good friendship first. Hopefully that's helpful.
Beautiful.
Yes, marathon, not a sprint.
So next we have Colby, and then we have Jasmine and J-Lo with 1 cards.
Kobe just said whatever the cards say.
Let's get it. Shout out to Colby. The pure ascended master, director Colby, Cap Rising. Let's get it. This card wanted to come out. the 9 and 10 of Pentacles. I don't know why this shit ton of money is always associated with you. And Colby to this day is
Cap
still
Daddy.
like, and Colby still to this day is our top selling consultant on our site. The people who are making the most money are Colby, who is rising Uranus, Saturn, Neptune, and then shout out to Cosmic Drugs. She's Sun, Saturn, Neptune, like all the caps. Like we're fucking
Yeah,
there.
because they've been in the trenches the last couple years, man. Now, like, we're the ones that are coming out and we're super hyper focused. I feel like the pandemic kind of did us good.
Oh, amen to that. This is interesting. So we have perhaps, I don't like to do reverses like this, but if we have the Chariot upright direct, and then the 5 of Swords reversed and the High Priestess reversed, this in a sense is picking up on like pseudo intuition. So this is the cool thing, because like the Wheel of Fortune reversed is supposed to be like, you know, a reverse of fortune or a change of fortune in a negative way. But because we got the Chariot card upright, this is victory for you. So Colby, the message for you is victory. But the conditions of this victory come with an interference of your intuition. The High Priestess is going to come up when perhaps you're not listening to your intuition enough. And that's because of the 5 of Swords reversed, which is literal interference. It's like miscommunication. Although reversed, I'm getting the sense that the false narratives around you that are meant to coerce you, the vision that I'm getting for you now is like a craftily deceptive message that was brought your way, and it was masterfully done, you feel me, to deceive you. And then you were just like, well, fuck that. And you just did your own thing anyway. Like the way it was crafted was that any rational, regular person would be like, oh, really? There we go. It's like at a spirit guide level. It's like, imagine you're being shown synchronicities, Colby, to take you off the wrong path. And instead of blindly following it, because, oh, I saw a master number, you're like, fuck that. I'm going to do my own thing. And you come into victory. So I'm getting this classical sense of all the traditional, you know, spiritual themes of, oh, follow this sign, follow that sign. You're actually coming into victory, doing the unconventional thing and really doing your own thing. So I keep that in mind, because like the environment around you would facilitate failure, and you're still coming into victory by just really continuing to maintain that momentum meant to distract you. So beware of temptation, beware of false promises. You know what I'm saying? Beware of people who are like, oh, you don't have to do what you're doing anymore. Do this. It's going to promise something bigger. And you're like, no, I'm going to stick with what I'm doing. And you maintain that victory. So I really hope that speaks to you, bro, because the Chariot is definitely a good look.
All right, so we've got Jasmine, who's our newest level 3 subscriber.
Level 1, actually.
3? 1? 3?
Oh, okay. I thought it was...
Is she 3? Am I wrong? I think she's 3, right? Yeah.
Level 1.
Level 1?
Here you go.
So she got 1 card?
Yeah.
Am I not seeing the super chat?
No, she got level 1, but since I think it's the price of a card.
Yeah? Okay.
Here you go. Jasmine and J-Lo, new level 1 members.
So let's see. Yeah, because we do readings for level 3. Not level 1. Level 3.
No, we do, but level 1, they paid 20, so...
Oh, okay. Never mind. All right.
You actually tipped it off. I just think you forgot you said it.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, it's all good.
So
I can do J-Lo, you can do Jasmine.
Okay. So for Jasmine, give her a card. Let's see what it says.
Boom.
Ooh, Ace of Pentacles. Stability, focus, security, money, abundance, health, wellness, new physical changes, things going on, and things that are shifting, revolving around your physical stuff. So you want to think about either where Earth is in your chart, where Virgo is, especially right now, because there's a lot of energy in Virgo where you're kind of building instability, especially with the aspects to Pluto, which is bringing wealth. I could also see this as a situation where it's kind of the promise of like new opportunities for you, especially financially. So if you're making an investment, if you're trying to get a job, if you're starting something, if you're going to sell something, if there's some aspect of you wanting to get ahead financially, it's kind of an indication that abundance is on the way, and providing you with the opportunity also to kind of like make some shifts and some segues in the 1 month ahead, within this 1 month, to bring more substance into your life. So money looks good, finances look good. It looks like there's new things that are coming for you, and there's some new opportunity for growth or abundance.
Whoop, whoop. And finally, we got J-Lo. Oh, we got the World card. I was literally thinking of this card before, and then I pulled it again, J-Lo. So just letting you know, especially with the Five of Pentacles, if you found that perhaps you've come through struggle or you've been dealing with a sense of alienation, you're coming into complete liberation and freedom, success and completion. So honestly, what's the greatest thing that can happen to you, J-Lo? Because something better is going to happen. Give this within 2 weeks, because I don't want to be just telling you this and then 2 weeks later you're like, where's this liberation? So boom.
It's a great card.
End of this week, the World card is completely liberating you into a next level of success and completion. And J-Lo, I feel like this is what you're going to be for everyone, where they can come in to get liberation through you. You, of course, coming into it first. And looks like Avon sent PayPal.
Yeah, I've got
Brandon
and Angeli, so I'm not sure. Your guys' names may not match, so let us know. So we'll do Brandon first. Is that Avon?
Avon, yeah.
Okay. So let me see what Brandon or Avon asked. Gemini, Sun, Taurus, Moon, Aries, Rising. Whatever comes, please. All right, so you've got a Aries rising, Gemini sun, Moon in the second. Okay, so let's see what's going on. Ooh, that card. Knight of Wands. How appropriate for an Aries rising. I think what this is really talking about for you is that like passion and like a sense of passion and direction and adventure is really going to start heating up. Maybe it's because there are planets that are kind of being reevaluated right now within Virgo or within your 6th house, but then there's like this breakout energy that's going to happen literally for the next several months that is leading you in new directions, exciting new topics. The Knight of Wands can be about pursuing your passions, pursuing a person, new creative endeavors, news about travel, something pertaining to a vehicle, some kind of car or some kind of situation revolving around getting a project up and running. Especially if you're in Aries rising, this can be talking about looking for some of the action to be beginning in Libra season and really playing out more so in Sag season. So if you're feeling really passionate about something, or if there's something where you're really trying to kind of see some changes, especially pertaining to travel or action, like motivation, right? We think of like the wands as being something that gets us moving. Equally, this can be about a fire sign coming into your life and somebody who is going to encourage you to partake in something that's going to be more adventurous or something that is going to kind of get you out of your comfort zone. Be mindful that it'll probably happen when there is like either a lunar transit that's going to go into a fire sign. We're not going to have too many planets that are going to go into fire signs for a little bit, or when Venus enters into Sagittarius, which will probably be sometime in like the next month or so.
Beautiful. Angeli, I'm feeling the swag dripping from you. So that's already like part one of this reading. Like I don't know if you have anything in Libra, but I'm picking up that the Venus on any Libra energy you have, you want to exploit the crap out of that.
She says love and money for this month.
Beautiful. That's why I was feeling the swag in Venus. Love and money. Boom. All right. So we have the Death card. The Death card has 2 messages for you. Don't be so quick to end something prematurely, but should it be time, as far as love and money, You're stepping into a whole new cycle. Now, I want you to think of what you felt before, because the message I'm getting for you, Angeli, is concerning love and money. You may have had certain desires that you felt you can't really do right now. Well, death is coming through to pave the way and for you to actually make endings and step into new beginnings that will quickly, if not instantly, facilitate this. So your moon is 21 Libra, where Venus is, that's it. I'm telling you, I'm feeling the swag coming for you, Angeli. So like, you it's not gonna look like it from your perspective, but like, you right now can charm anyone to do anything and push your bounds, because like, I'm not telling you to manipulate people, but like, use that swag. People are gonna be thankful. And the death card is talking about a complete transformation of stuff you're going through that's gonna open the doorway for what you want in love and money. But you have to be willing to end what has to be ended. But in the case where you'll feel that things aren't ready to end yet, don't be so quick to prematurely close it. Let things flow.
Okay, we got Elizabeth Martinez. She sent in a question. Thanks, Elizabeth. Her question is, am I going to get a job soon? All right, so let's take a look. Let's see what you need to know about that. Those of you guys who are just tuning in, we're doing live readings. You can get 1 card for 20, or you can get 3 for 40. Or you can join our subscription on level 3, and you can subscribe to the channel, and you can get your monthly reading now if you would like. All right. Angeli, so let's see what it looks like in terms of work for you. Let me see what I can tell you. Asking if she's going to work. Yeah, if you guys make a PayPal purchase, just give us your name so that way we make sure we know.
Annabelle, you can reserve a spot. Claim your spot in the queue now.
Yep, just check out the link below that's pinned in the chat box. So let's see what we need to know about Angeli. Oh no, that's not Angeli. I take that back. There we go. Am I picking the wrong person? Oh, it is Angeli, right? Elizabeth? No.
Elizabeth.
Elizabeth. Okay. So Elizabeth is asking about work.
Shout out to Keon the One. That's my brother. Oh, that's what we calling it, fam? Galactic Ties? I see you. I feel you. That's what's up. New track coming soon with Keon and the Peace Dealer.
All right. So here what I have is the Hangman coming up with the Page of Swords and the Fool reversed. So in the question revolving for Elizabeth about work, the Hangman kind of seems like you've been in a situation where you feel stuck, you feel like your hands are tied, you don't know how to get out of a situation, whether it's like finding a job, finding employment, kind of worrying, freaking out a little bit, being in a situation where you're like, what do I do? The Hangman, when it's coming up upright, it can also talk about being suspended and like not really being able to make any moves. So you've been there recently, or you've been there really since earlier this year. The Page of Swords does seem to insinuate that if you have applied for things, if you've been looking, you're going to get a call back from somebody. There's going to be something where they're going to say, can you come in? Or, you know, when can you start? Or can you have another interview with us? Something like that's going to happen pretty quickly too. So it might be out of the blue. And usually it's like a phone call or a text message, email, something like that. And then the final card that comes up is the Fool reverse. So it can be saying like, okay, like be realistic when it comes to accepting a position. Like really be realistic and ask yourself, are you qualified to do this job? Do you want to do this job? Can you really stick with the schedule? Is it something that you feel like you're going to stay with for a long period of time? Sometimes the Fool reverse can be a false start, or it can be something that you know, it may not always be the wisest decision. So it's not whether or not are you going to get offered a job. That to me it seems like, yeah, that's going to happen. You're going to get an offer. But how long do you stay there? Do you like it? Do you enjoy it? Do you take it because you feel like you need to take a job and you're not so sure about the position or wanting to work there, or even doing that kind of work to begin with? The Fool reverse can also be suggesting, are you in a pattern of taking jobs in a profession that you're not crazy about, or are you repeating a pattern, or are you kind of going through the same cycle over and over of finding yourself being in positions or working jobs where you don't feel fulfilled? So is that something that you're dealing with? Because it can be indicating like, okay, we're going back into this cycle. There can be another opportunity for you to go through this all over again. And be mindful of what you accept, be mindful of what you start, be mindful also that it's safe, because the Fool reverse can be an indication that people can offer you the position and they paint it to be something that it's not, or it's almost like they're selling you on something, and then you find out it's like, okay, well, you know, the working conditions I'm not crazy about, or the schedule is different than what they told me it was going to be. And then you've got, you know, the Fool reverse indicating like, you know, you may start something and stick with it till the end of the year and then kind of realize like, this is not for me. So ask a lot of questions, be really clear with communication with what you're feeling and what you're not feeling, especially pertaining to what the role would require you to do, or the documents that you're going to sign in order to kind of sign up and take this job. The Fool reverse is a warning that, like, you know, be mindful of like picking up and relocating for a job, or a really long commute, or something that you may not be so familiar with, especially if you're finding yourself kind of going through a cycle of like working odd jobs or doing things that you don't resonate with, that you can like fall back off again and find yourself within a period of time, really by the beginning of the year, where you're back at, you know, square one and you're kind of doing this search again. So will there be a call? Yeah. Is there an opportunity for work? Absolutely. But ask all of the questions if you can. Hopefully that's helpful.
J-Lo, I hope you saw your card. I don't remember what I pulled for you, but I think I did.
Was hers death?
No, that was Angela.
Oh.
Was that the last one I pulled, though?
Yeah, I think so.
So I probably got to do J-Lo. I got you. So J-Lo, let me pull a card for you. I swear I did, but I don't remember. So let's do this again. And we got Nolani. So J-Lo, the card that we have for you... Welcome to level 1, by the way.
She's been a subscriber for a while.
J-Lo, we have the Ace of Wands. This is a yes card. I was going to say a yes or no question. This is a yes. This is talking about a brand new spark, new potentiality. This sexually means, you know what I'm saying? I need to rip your clothes off right now. We need to do it. But this is really great for starting something new. It is a brand new spark in any field. And the best way I could say is if you had a yes or no question lingering, this is a yes. But yeah, if you're initiating anything, this is a green light to start whatever you want to start. You're going to receive this. So say yes to any new opportunities.
All right. So Nolani asked, does he love me? Ooh, girl.
Don't you wish you got this yes card?
Thank you for your donation. We appreciate it.
Soup.
9 of Pentacles.
Cha-ching.
6 of Wands.
Popular.
Ooh, I want this one. And the Lovers, girl.
Oh,
Girl,
let's
of course.
get it. Let's get it.
Here's the deal. First of all, Nine
must be rich, too.
of Pentacles is a wonderful card to be pulling for you, because it's great to ask like if he loves you, but you're solid with or without his love. Let's just start there. So 9 of Wands is like independent, fully functional, take care of yourself, handling yourself, paying your own bills, doing your whole thing, like you're the whole package. So for this card to be coming up as the 9 of Pentacles, it's not he loves you because of that, but he loves you because of your independence, the fact that you love yourself, that you're taking care of yourself, that you're spoiling yourself, that you provide for yourself. There's some sense of self-respect and self-value, which really aids to how he perceives you, okay? But equally, it's like saying, like I said, you're solid with or without you. Oh, we just DM'd you.
Wow.
There you
Six
go.
of Wands. Is he popular? 6 of Wands? I mean, he's like well known or like applauded for what he did.
But also the 6 of Wands is like being victorious or being really out there or really direct, or you know, not being somebody who's afraid to show you off, or not being afraid to, you know, show you around or bring you around the family or bring you to parties or introduce you to people. It's like, you know, somebody who is really proud with their affection. Now, also the 6 of Wands can be less emotional, more affection, or more showy, or more just kind of like visible. So I want you to know that, you know, it does seem like he wants to have like dramatic acts as a way to show you his love and his affection.
That makes so much sense.
So there may be some situation where, you know, you find yourself going, what does he love me? He's not saying it. Okay, but look at his actions. How is he showing it to you, right? Focus on how he's showing it to you and how he's bringing you into his life and how he's and kind of incorporating you into his social life, or his accomplishments. Even like the Six of Wands is very much his accomplishments. Like you might see a period where he's just got a lot of success with something and he goes, well, I couldn't do it without you. It's like his way of being like, I love you, but not really saying it. Then we have the Lovers. So the Lovers in itself already is like a confirmation, because it does talk about that connection, that partnership. But in this deck, I have 2 Lovers cards. One Lovers card that's more about sexual passion, and the other one that's just about somebody who's kind of like a mirror of you. So this is talking about like there's a lot of like physical sexual passion. Oh, he has Venus on Regulus in Leo. There you go.
King.
And somebody who is definitely going to go above and beyond to start being more romantic or more dramatic. And I think you'll see that, especially because if he's got Venus on Regulus, Jupiter is going to oppose that. It has opposed that a couple times. So there's going to be another opposition coming at the end of this year. So there can be big shows of love, but also I think his Venus is going to receive a lot of support from the planets going into Libra, because Leo is me and Libra is we. So when you look at it in the aspect of his Venus, there's going to be a lot of somebody going, okay, but I need to hear it. Don't just show me, tell me. I need that confirmation. And he might look at you and go, you've got everything you need. Like, you're bad. Like, you know that you're good. You know that you're the whole package, but there is still some need for you to be like, yeah, but my love language may not just be physical touch. It may also be that you need those words of affirmation. So I love that the Lovers card is coming up, because it does talk about, the aspects of Gemini and the fact that we don't just show it, but we also communicate love. And even though it's very physical, it's very intimate, it may not be something that comes out until like the heat of like the moment, or there's some passionate situation between the two of you. And then, he tells you Venus in Leo or any prominent Regulus placement is definitely going to want to do some really showy kind of way of telling you, some like theatrical way of telling you that they love you. They're not just going to drop it. So even though, I know that you're strong, independent, like, that you're all that, there is some sense of like really breaking this down and being more vulnerable and being like, but I need you to tell me. So I think that that's also going to be something that's going to kind of come up in like the next like 6 days, 6 weeks.
So if he doesn't love you, he will. And I love how you both said you're both popular. That's 9 of Pentacles, 6 of Wands. Like, they walk into the room and everyone knows them and likes them. This is awesome.
I've seen a couple people. I have a couple friends who've got Venus on Regulus, and it's always an interesting thing to watch, because it's just it demands a lot of attention. And so one thing I would say is that that's also a compliment for you. If a guy's got Venus on Regulus and he like chooses you, it's like he sees you as somebody who's just as fabulous as he is. They have very high standards and expectations for their feminine kind of counterparts. So even though like he'll show you off and he'll give you the spotlight, which is not easy to do because they need a lot of attention, you still need to hear it. I need to crack with my ring. You're very welcome.
That's so 9 of Pentacles.
I love that. It's such a good placement. Where's your Venus? If he's got Venus in Regulus, it takes a really strong Venus or even moon or like sun. If you're with a guy that's got a really strong Regulus placement, like you need to have a real strong like sun or moon or like Venus aspect.
Skirt. That'd be cool if he had Jupiter and Leo, because that's 6 of Wands.
See, you like know all of that stuff, and I don't know how a lot of that stuff relates to
the tarot.
The tarot. I don't really read like that. I probably should make like a master list or something. Venus conjunct Sirius. Oh, so it's in Cancer. Cool. That's nice.
Thank you, Nolani.
Those of you guys who are just checking in with us, we're doing live readings. Probably in the next couple of minutes, we're going to call last call. So if you guys want to get readings, check out the link in the chat. You can get a 1-card reading for 20, 3 cards for 40. You can send it via PayPal link, or you can also send that to us in Super Chat. We can take a couple more people before the end of our evening. Those of you guys who are just tuning in, also, you missed out. You missed the pick a card sex reading. So, oh. Hello, Lucas.
Who's Joseph Shokire in the PayPal?
Oh, we just got another one that came in.
You want to do that one?
Let's see. So we got Joseph. Joseph, what is your question? Let us know. Soul ties and relationships. Okay. Soul ties and relationships for Joseph.
Jessica, I picked 4 too. So, it is what it is.
Mag says, please do. I'll DM you one too. I don't eat them. I don't eat meat, but it looks fire.
Red snapper.
Joseph, 4 of Swords. Why does this make me feel like you're in a situation where it's like a holding pattern with somebody, and there can be a situation where you're like, you know, I'm not waiting for them, but at the same time, I'm just going to go into like hibernation, or I'm going to be, you know, sleeping this off and waiting until, you know, like I wake up from this bad dream. It can be that somebody's coming to you in a dream state. It can be that you're questioning and wondering whether or not if you're still connected to somebody, like if you felt like a really strong connection, you know, romantically, spiritually, even at a distance, and connecting with somebody even in the astral, because this can be a card that talks about like dreaming about them and like thinking about them and feeling them around, and then all of a sudden you don't feel them and you're like, wait a second, what's going on? Where are they? I would encourage you to really think long and hard about the situation, because to me it doesn't seem like it's something where you're disconnected or that it's over. To me it seems more like you're putting it on back burner and you're needing to give yourself a rest from the situation and not being super heavily focused on it, or not allowing yourself to get super wrapped up in whether or not they're coming back. I also feel like the 4 of Swords is talking about a needed rest or recuperation. So if this is a period where you're like in separation from them, or that you're not talking to them, or anything of that nature, it's like there does need to be a pause, and like both parties either need to recover from something that happened, or emotionally there's some healing that's happening before you can reconnect with them.
Wendy, we still live if you wanted to join the queue.
Hey, Wendy. There was 4 piles. Mike sprung it on us. We did it early. Yeah, last call, guys. If you guys want to get a reading, we've got some more time for a couple more people. Let us know.
I'll quickly do the pick a card for all of the zodiac signs, but I'll break it down for the elements real quick. So, boom, 4 more cards. Boom. So, this is for air.
You're welcome, Joseph.
This is for earth. This is for... Oh, we got Jax in the motherfucking building. What's good, Jax? Yo, shout out to my homie Jax, who got in a motorcycle accident and walked out with smiles because he Spider-Man Avengered the shit. You have no idea how much of a living inspiration you are to me, bro. Like, from someone else who had like a car accident that came out bad, I love it. So that was water, and this is fire. Death card. Are you ready to embrace transformation? Preparing you for Scorpio season, regardless of your sign. You dying, and you gonna be reborn more powerful than ever. So for air, earth, water, fire. So for air, we got the Fool card. Come up. Whoop, whoop, whoop. You step in on a brand new adventure. People are going to think you're crazy. But the thing about air and genius people is that stupid people think crazy people, or air signs are dumb people. So, you know. So there you go. This is important, air, because you know a lot. The thing here is you have to be open-minded to that which you're not used to. You have to be okay with unexpected opportunities that just come off the fly. Say yes to them. Ooh, okay, Earth, we got the 10 of Cups. You stepping into fulfillment, my friend. And this level of fulfillment is going to bring through this transformation a peak level of happiness that's going to open up so much love. I feel like this is going to be felt in all areas of life. For those of you in relationships, you're going to really love that this is the best relationship ever. And this is very beautiful, very, very beautiful. So the air is, of course, air, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. The earth is Taurus, Capricorn, and Virgo. And next we have water, 8 of Cups reversed. Please make sure you don't walk away from something prematurely. I feel like you may be ready to just kind of leave. And here's the thing, this is based off of emotional commitments that you personally have attached to. And what I'm picking up for you, water, is that, you know, you can walk away from something that really may not serve you like that. But personally, I feel like what you're walking away from needs you right now. It's kind of one of those karmic lessons where it's like you're not getting the short end of the stick, but like you're still needed where you are. That's really what I'm getting the vibe. It's like some of you are ready to walk away or leave a place, and it's like you're still kind of needed there. You're not gonna have to stay as long as you think. It's just kind of like wrapping up one more or two more lessons, and then boom. I could be wrong about
I got
this.
the same card. I pulled
The Eight of
3
Cups?
cards. Yeah, Eight of Cups came up.
It could be upright too, where you do have to walk away.
But you could still be like walking away and then being like, oh, did I make a mistake? Do I want to go back? So like kind of feeding off of what you said, like rather than prematurely walking away from something, really evaluate it and think about it.
Here's the thing. Your decision to walk away is correct. So it's not that you're wrong for wanting to walk away. Your reasoning for walking away, you're on point. It's just the timing. Keep that in mind. It's just the timing. So fire, we have the Queen of Swords. This is a Libra woman. This is the queen that will cut your fucking head off if you mess with her. So this is talking about staying objective. Just a nice.
So yeah, there's some similarities here.
Staying professional, fire, you're very passionate, but you need to be focused. So this is saying to maintain professionalism with what you're doing and to focus on your independent projects and goals, but really don't take shit from no one, because the Queen of Swords is giving great advice. You might be doing this. I feel like fire, the Queen of Swords could be someone who just hooks you up and balances you right, gives you the proper advice, and you move forward like so.
Sick. Bloop. I don't know, I keep getting the Justice card and the Eight of Cups. I feel like the energy of like Mercury coming into the shadow with Libra and Venus getting ready to leave Libra is like, we're starting to feel like the energy of everything going off of a cliff, you know?
Oh, J-Lo, thank you so much for the confirmation. And Wire's the only one that got a reversed card, which I don't think is a coincidence either. So it's interesting.
Earth here. Sorry, I keep like reloading like the wrong page.
Holy crap.
Let me check the PayPal, see if we have anything up to date. I just want to make sure, did we get all of our monthly members? Hopefully we did. Those of you guys who got your readings. Otherwise, I think we're probably going to call it a night. Looks like we're up to date.
Looks like we're good.
Thank you guys for watching, checking in with us for our live. We really appreciate it. Appreciate you staying to like, comment, and to share, subscribe. We love getting to hang out with you guys. Check out our channel because we are going to be posting the next live soon. We're still indecisive of whether or not we're going to do this next week, so we'll try to post it in advance so that way you guys can get in and get your readings. Leave us comments, hang out in our community tab, let us know what you want us to do videos about. Like I said, we have a video coming out for current events on Monday or Saturday if you're a subscriber, and we also just got done working on a Libra season video, so hopefully you guys are ready for that. If there's anything that you have questions about or content that you want us to make a episode about, let us know. Anything else? Am I missing?
Just enjoy your week, and if you haven't joined our membership, you have time. Like the world is not over yet. Like you want to really think about these decisions, you can do it. So thank you guys though for staying tuned, for showing us support. Like this, it's very important. It's very amazing, and we'll catch you next week.
We'll see all of you guys very soon. Enjoy the rest of your week. Take care.